Welcome to another Troll Farmer video. In today's video we will be discussing the Chia GUI. There are several parts to this. Some are more needed than others for troubleshooting, but let's go ahead and dive right on in. So the first tab on the left here is the full node tab, and this here tells you the status of the blockchain itself. So these first two are pretty critical here. This here shows you if you're synced and connected to the network. If you do not have this, you may have the port blocked, you might not have internet access, but that's kind of like a major say right there. The network name is going to be mainnet. Only a few people have like their test versions and stuff, so that one's pretty much the same for everyone. The peak height and peak time here is related to the blockchain itself. The height is what it's currently at, and then the time is when it hit that. Difficulty for the network is different than the difficulty for the farmers here, and the network looks like it's at 2592 difficulty there. The estimated network space is everyone's Chia farms combined, space-wise, and it looks like it is currently at 29.5 exabytes there, so it's been getting smaller. The next page here is the blocks tab, and this here just shows you the more up to latest blocks here, and as you see it tells you the time there, if it's finished or unfinished, and then it only lists out like 10 of them or so. Not too big of a deal there. If you go down here though, the connections page, this here is kind of a major one, which I will go into depth with troubleshooting probably quite often. This here is where wallets and your full nodes are connected together. You can see it there as well, and as you see, there's two main types of people that connect. There is the full nodes, and then there's the wallets here, and these are just tons of people. You can configure this here to have fewer or more, but we'll get into detail on that aspect a bit later. So the next tab here is going to be the wallets tab, and this here is going to tell us about your wallet. So the top here is just like an illustration of what's in there. If you move, you're gonna see it go down like mine. If you like go in and out a lot, it's going to go kind of like that. But this here is that part with the graph. The spendable and pending is what you have available. I don't have too much because, as you see, I just moved some stuff, but those are what those top two are. The ones on the bottom, those only change when you're doing the transaction, and what happens is the numbers will show up there temporarily and then zero right back out again. The next part here is the receive address, and this here is where you have the ability to get Chias sent to you, and these all addresses link back to the main wallet here. And the thing about the receive address, you can essentially make as many as you want, and it is really easy to copy. You can just go like that. You can hover over the clipboard and it adds it automatically there. And the next tab or segment here would be the create transaction. This is the opposite of receive. If you need to pay someone in Chia or you want to move some stuff, you would put the address right here in, you'd put the amount, and then we'd put in the fee. The fee really isn't implemented just yet. The network is still rather new, and I do think a fee will help the network just because there's something called dust storms where a lot of smaller transactions are spammed. But yeah, if there's a dust storm currently, you put in a small fee and it kind of like hovers over, it gets prioritized more. So that is it for the create transaction there. Now, if you look at transactions here now, this is just everything that kind of happens with the wallets. You can see that there's income here, You can see that I pulled out right there some cheese. And yeah, it's just, I guess it's good for text purposes. You can copy and paste these to like a spreadsheet and get those done real nice. Or just keeping an eye out on the transaction. This down here is a connections tab. This just shows that there is a wallet connected, and that would sum up the wallets tab here on the left. The next tab here is going to be the plots tab, and what this here is the plots tab is telling us your farm plots. So for instance, this here is the size, and we'll cover that here in a different video when we talk about creating the plots. But it shows size, queue, if it's loading or not, plot key, pool key, node ID, pool contract, file name, and then the status, and then actions, just where you can like delete those here. You can customize the view 10, 25, 100, and it shows you the total plot size here. The part here is where you can add plots. So this one right here is add a plot button. There's different ways of getting plots, and I will cover those in a different video here. And then if you have some drives with some plots in already, you can go ahead and you can add a plot directory there, and then you can link that to the drive that is plugged in, and that kind of sums it up for this page here. We'll jump into the farm tab. So this is the farm tab, and this here is your farm only. And once again, top one here, farming. If that's red, you have an issue with the network connection. You don't have the right ports open once again. And we will look here. So this is the total chia farmed. Some people are luckier than others. I only got 2 so far because I'm pooling. But that's like my block rewards there. The last heart farmed should be, looks like that's when I lost, I got the block there. The plot count 3,689, and I'm still growing there. Total plot size 365 right there, and then the total network space is comparing it here, so you can see like your farm against it. And then a key one here, estimated time to win 18 days. This does not mean you will get a chia plot or chia block every 18 days. It rather means you can expect an 18-day win. It can be sooner, it can be later, it depends on luck. A lot of people say, oh hey, where's my chia? It's been 13 days or 18 days and they haven't gotten anything, even though it says it. If you hover over the question mark here, last line, actual results may take 3 to 4 times longer. So just keep that in mind. It's more of a luck thing, and that's the expected. I'm currently unlucky. I have, I believe, 230% luck right now. The last proof is where you find the proofs here in that box, and essentially if you have several farmers, or I should say harvesters and a farmer, you can see those plots here. So I have a second harvester, which I will show in a video, but it currently has 766 plots onto it, and then my main farmer right there, 2,923, and yeah, that tells you if you found proofs or not. Just because you found a proof doesn't mean you're gonna win. And then that's kind of just the last attempted proof, so it looks like it's fairly up to date. The latest block challenges, this part here is you may have a proof or space for these ones. I obviously need to do a bit more research on that part there, just because I'm not fully knowing what it is. And then we have the right here, hide advanced option show. This here shows you your harvester network. So if you have several different harvesters, you can see them down here. And yeah, this here shows yours, and then like the farmer there. Now the pool tab, this one here is a fun one. If you want to pool, you would go to this tab right here. I do have several NFTs here for pooling and stuff, but that's because I was playing around with it. I made stuff, I troubleshot and found a couple things out. I know a lot more effective now what to do, but I'm currently using this one right here, and as you see, I got 27,000 points found. Every time you restart the computer or Chia, it's gonna start and zero out. And this here is your launcher ID for pools if you need to check, and then we have the payout address here as well. And then if you do want to change a pool, you can just click on it, and you can either switch to self-pooling, which is actually quite easy, and then you can also connect to a pool there. And we'll go back to the phone node page, and the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna check these. Excuse me. Oh my. Okay. The last page here is the settings. This here used to be on the bottom corner here, and here this is a newer version of the Chia GUI, but we have farming, a wallet, light, dark. You can pick several languages, help translate even, and then you can also get a passphrase on the application. So rather than turning on the computer, opening Chia, seeing your key, it is going to ask for a passphrase before you can actually see that page there. But that would be it for this video, and hopefully you learned quite a bit here. If you do like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, and have an amazing day.